Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but it's snowing a little bit right now. I doubt you can. And it's a super noisy road, so this might not even work. But I wanted to do the world's quickest update video because it's been a heck of a week. I took the HSK test last week, and there's an immediate reaction video on the YouTube channel. If you're not watching this and you're listening to the podcast, please head over there. I'll try to, I might actually link the two together for the podcast. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I wanted to do a quick update connecting to some things that Matt said in the recent interview that was posted with Matt Boyle, as well as my own update. I'm just going to kind of slur them together because it's been quite a challenge getting back on track with everything else in life post HSK3 test. I put a lot of stuff off in order to study for the last month to really kind of solidify as much as I could, and I'm trying to catch up with life right now. So this is going to be a very quick video, but I do want to give you tangible things that can help you with your own Mandarin Chinese language learning, because if nothing else, I would like to provide something useful for you guys that are learning the language along with me, because I'm still in the learning phase. I don't know if I'll ever be in the using phase. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, community. Matt mentioned a few times how he likes to go to the same tea shops and talk to the same people and get deeper and deeper into the conversation. And oh, I get to cross the road. Hold on 1 second. I bought these gloves in Japan because I thought they were like cell phone gloves where you could use your cell phone, and they're not. So I am using my nose to control my phone right now. Oh gosh. Oh well, that was a fail. Anyway, community. He mentioned community. He mentioned talking to the same people over and over and deepening the conversation each time you talk to them. And I don't do well with that kind of community. Again, I mentioned in the interview with Matt, a lot of the places I go to, they turn over so quickly that I can't even have those conversations when I do feel like I connect or want to get to know somebody some more. And there's some other factors. I'm just not very good at small talk in any language. So I feel like that's not a way that could work for me. However, I wanted to share with you these two ways of doing it. Matt's way of going to the same place, talking to the same people, but changing the conversation questions, learning more from each other as you go on, both connection-wise and for you, the language learner, language-wise. And then the another way you can do it is the way that I've done it. And not that you have to choose between these two, but I think these are two very different ways that you can certainly do both. You can certainly do both. So the other way is online. And through, you don't necessarily have to be in front of a camera or produce your own podcast, but you can connect with people online. And I want to share with you what I've learned over the past couple of years with being a language learner online in some pretty active communities. I would say by far the most active language learning community is on here, on YouTube, by far. And how do I know that? Because holy cow, I stopped doing the videos for a few weeks, and the engagement that I had with the same exact content, just in a slightly different form, went way down, and I missed it. I thought maybe I was just doing it for the numbers. No, I didn't think that, but I wasn't sure that my motivations were language learning oriented anymore. I started to question why I was making the videos. Was I just hamming it up and having fun, or was I actually learning? And I did feel like I missed your guys' comments, and so I put a couple more videos on this channel, and then I repurposed them for the podcast. And the engagement that happened, the comments that you guys gave me for the videos, you came back. You came back and you commented and you said some really useful, some very nice things, and I missed talking to you guys. And I think YouTube, because of where the comments are, is so much easier to have that kind of engagement than anywhere else at this point in time. And that could probably change in the future, but for now, that's where it is. The other place is, my hand's getting tired. The other place is Instagram. Studygram is a good place to share studying in general. I think you might be able to see the snow now. Can you see it? I don't know. Anyway, it's really pretty behind me here. There's a temple or something. Anyway, okay, so Instagram. Studygram is a good place. I saw somebody recently who has Chinese Studygram as one of the hashtags that they're using. And I was like, hey, I'm going to follow that one now too. So I'm following Chinese Studygram, which is where people just post things that they're working on with, obviously, learning Mandarin Chinese. So that's a really useful place to connect with folks. And so these are the two main areas that I've found. Oh, there's one, Twitter too. At the beginning especially, I was on Twitter a lot, but for technical reasons, being in China, Twitter, even with the VPN, has been really, really hard to stay on. But I did find a language learning community on Twitter early on, and then I got kicked off so many times, so I kind of fell off Twitter. But Twitter is a nice place to connect with folks who are also learning languages. Personally, now that I've been on Instagram for a little while, I like the visualness of it with the Chinese, with Mandarin Chinese, because the Hanzi characters, as you know, are one of the reasons why I like this to learn this language. And so the visualness comes through a lot better in Instagram than it does on Twitter. I know Twitter does pictures, but it didn't start out as a visual social media outlet, so it has a very different audience. So in order of engagement, I would say YouTube, even just as a watcher. You don't have to create a channel like I did, like a lot of folks did. You can be an active viewer on YouTube. And then after YouTube, I would say Instagram, and then I would say Twitter. I have heard that Medium, like people post a lot of articles on Medium. I have heard that that's very popular. I have heard that the Chinese Reddit feed is very popular. I haven't dug into these. I have some physical issues with my wrists and shoulders, so I have to kind of limit how much time I spend online and how much time I spend on a computer and how much time I spend sitting down. So I haven't, in all fairness, checked those out, but I have had people send me different groups and different links all over. I think the most important part is to pick a spot where you already are talking to people, and then go over into the Mandarin Chinese learning section of that area, because then you're already familiar with how the platform works, and so you don't have to relearn all of that. You just relearn people or meet new people. So there's that. So I think community is by far the biggest aspect, and it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to immerse yourself in the new society and only speak the language around you and only talk to the locals. I think that way can be very isolating, and that might work for some people, and if it does, stick with that. If you're not that person, like I'm not that person, do anything else that works. The important thing that I want to stress with the interview with Matt is 1, community. 2, it doesn't have to be the same way that other people use community. And 3, you don't have to just talk to the people who speak that language. You can use the language you're trying to learn with anybody who's using it or learning it. So you really, really don't have to be an in-the-box kind of language learner unless that works for you. Again, it's all about works for you. I can't stress that enough. All right, hey, it's really snowing now. Can you see it? I doubt you can see that. Anyway, I have got a massage appointment, so I have to go find this street. But yeah, I'll try to tack on, for the podcast folks, I'll try to tack on the audio for my impression from the HSK3 test after this. And there's another interview coming next week, so stay tuned. Changing Scripts continues on.